Okay, Jasper, for people who are brand new to hypnotherapy, what do you wish they would understand about how hypnotherapy actually works?
Understanding hypnotherapy gives us an idea of how the conscious and the subconscious mind work together within us. So we can really start to respect ourselves a lot more, the subconscious processes that we have going on. And through hypnotherapy, we can understand that we're carrying programs, conditioning that have been with us for a really long time, since we've been a child, since we've been a baby. So with hypnotherapy, we can actually very kindly, but also very elegantly, we can overcome these limiting programs that we've been carrying that have been stored in our subconscious, which is a bit like the hard drive of your computer. So I think this is the main thing that I'd like people to understand about hypnotherapy. Yeah, is that yeah, the conscious mind. This is like the RAM of your computer, the thinking mind. The subconscious, which is where all of the great stuff is uh, is happening inside of us, is kind of happening on autopilot. So with hypnotherapy, we're able to actually get in under the bonnet, under the hood, and to access and to influence the subconscious, the hard drive directly.
A lot of misconceptions about, well, actually, many people do think that you need years of training to use hypnotherapy effectively. What's your take on how quickly someone can start using this kind of work in a powerful and ethical way?
Oh, very easily. If you're willing to learn, if you're willing to pace the speed of your voice. I generally, in my normal speaking voice, speak quite quickly, but as soon as I go into the hypnotherapy zone, I'm speaking very slow. So we actually give you a script or many scripts, and once we tell you how to deliver the script, anybody who can read, anybody who's able just to put themselves into a position of holding space for somebody else can do incredible work for somebody else. You can help somebody to stop smoking, bang, like that, or lose weight, break a phobia, just by reading a script.
Amazing. So, what's the simplest way you can explain what a hypnotherapist is actually doing during a session and why it works so well?
Well, again, the hypnotherapist is speaking directly to the subconscious mind. And let's just go all the way back to when we're like a little child, even before the age of 2. We're completely open. We don't have a reasoning mind yet, which is able to say, well, maybe mum doesn't mean this or dad doesn't mean that. And so we take everything on and we reproduce what we've been told as a habit. And so in hypnotherapy, what we do is we get the conscious mind, the thinking, rational mind out of the way, and we speak directly into the subconscious. And we do it in a very kind way, in a repetitive way, in a firm way. And so we're getting the same result that parents have with their children. Um, yeah, so it's really, really simple. We're just getting the conscious, rational mind, the firewall out of the way, and it's speaking directly into the subconscious. And providing you want to, for the suggestions that you're being given to actually take effect, which of course you do as a client, it's going to work.
So you've been doing this for decades. Can you tell us a little bit about how you started and where you went through your journey of yeah, building up your hypnotherapy practice and any aha moments or stories that remind you why this work is so important?
Well, I have aha moments almost every session, I think. But yeah, going back to when I started, it was 1998. I was already embarking on my kind of healing career, having been in music business before, and I felt I needed to do something else, and so hypnotherapy came on the horizon, and I immediately went off to Exeter University and enrolled in a hypnotherapy course with the London College of Clinical Hypnosis. And yeah, just jumped into it straight away, started working on family and friends. And because I already had this I suppose, uh, ability to connect with people in a healing way, yeah, hypnotherapy just became very easy. As I said earlier on, really anybody can do it. We don't necessarily have to be a healer. But because I do kind of have this natural healing ability, um, I find that when I'm doing my sessions, yeah, it's just so easy to get people into the hypnosis state. When people wake up afterwards, it doesn't matter how anxious they are beforehand. Everybody feels great. Nobody has any questions. I
Mm.
always ask people, do you know, you can't just send somebody off without asking if they have any questions, and nobody ever does, because they just feel so chilled. They feel so relaxed, and yeah, I mean, it's I can't really go into individual cases, but really all the time I'm just having this. Wow, this it works. It really works. I just say that there's actually a lady in Austria where you live, and we did some sessions in Copenhagen, and she got back in touch with me because she had to speak in public, and she's a lady who likes working one to one, and this idea of working in a group, working in front of a group of people, was really, it was difficult for her. So I was just thinking on the spot, and in the session, and I said, okay, so in your public speaking now, you're going to be speaking to people as if you're speaking to each one individually. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to see the group as a big, scary group of people. You're going to speak to it as if you're speaking to every single person. And she got back in touch with me about 2, 3 weeks later, and she said, "Oh my God, this is amazing.
Mm.
Just one session." And I recommended she do more because, after some time with only one session, the results can wear off. But this was a very recent client, and she was blown away at how effective it was. You see, because I knew her. During the consultation, I asked her, "What's your speciality? How do you like to um, uh, approach people?" And so, yeah, we just have to be a little bit creative in delivering the scripts, and then we can really help the people to experience magic.
Mm. And my final question, as a hypnotherapist leading somebody else through a process, what kind of process are you going through for yourself? Is there something happening inside of you, and how beneficial is that process to you, as well as it being a process for the client?
Well, any good hypnotherapist, any experienced hypnotherapist, kind of goes into a trance as well when they're hypnotizing somebody else. It's not something that you do consciously, you don't even think about it. But because you're speaking so slowly, you're bringing your own brainwaves all the way down. And yes, I think you're really helping to entrain, particularly as somebody who meditates, and I know you do too, that you're able to enter that state very quickly. And so it's easier for you to entrain your client's brainwaves to your own. Also, as a healer, and I think anybody can do this, we don't necessarily have to be healers. But what I like to do is to work in the person's aura. I never touch the body physically, but I'm always kind of working around them. And so, yeah, so I think that what we're doing is we're really engaging with the client. And of course, when I'm teaching people, initially my clients are saying, well, of course, I'm having to think about what I'm saying. I'm reading from a script. But after some time, yes, it's so easy just to go into that altered state yourself. And then when you're reaching the count up at the end, you're like, oh, okay, I'm coming out myself as well.